business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
It's all fun and games until you're stuck with bad internet. So why leave your connection up to chance? Allo Fiber is fast and keeps you on track with reliable service from real people. Because with bad internet, buffering, hidden fees, and random robots can feel like start, stop, wait, start, no wait, stop, or just switch to Allo Fiber and break free from misery. Visit allofiber.com/break free to get started with Allo Fiber today.
Last year, Linked Literacy's first annual Wordstock event welcomed 600 people to this community-wide book swap at Antelope Park. It was made possible by the generosity of our donors. Donations are needed for this year's event on August 24th to provide food trucks, table rentals, book bags, and more. This allows us to offer free books to the public for both kids and adults while enjoying all the fun and festivities to promote community connections. Give today by going to linktoliteracy.org. You'll be making an impact through the power of literacy.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Right, Matt Rhule wants to be there. He wants to develop them. He wants to have coaches that have their hands on, are molding them and shaping them. And to your point, giving them the drills, giving them the tools to succeed. But I think Matt Rhule is saying at the end of the day, the coaches can't want it more than the players.
Yeah.
The coaches
can't
hold
get out
their
there and do
hand on the
nothing.
field.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Walk On Weekly with your hosts, Nebraska men's basketball players Sam Hoiberg and Jeff Grace III. This is Walk On Weekly, sponsored by the Scarlet Hotel.
All right, welcome into Ticket Weeknights. This is Walk On Weekly. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, we got the Husker basketball player for Walk On Weekly, Jeff Grace III. The host is always to my left. If you guys want to join in, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Some quick house cleaning notes here. We do got the Royals at 6:30, so if you want to continue with the show, be sure to use these streams. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, whichever one you want to call it. Allo channel 961. We're all on there. You can even go Amazon Prime. With that being said, house cleaning out of the way. Jeff Grace III, let's go ahead and bring you in. I'd imagine we're going to start talking with some USA basketball.
For sure.
Did you catch their game against Brazil? Absolute dominant fashion.
I did not see it, but I've seen some of the highlights. As we know, domination.
Yeah, and one guy in particular. So real quick, just
Devin
to give
Booker.
everyone a brief for who didn't. Well, Joel Embiid as well, which I want to talk about because I've been kind of negative on him in the past. But they win it 87-122, which is a good sign because also if you look at the other side of the bracket, France beats Canada in a surprising fashion. That one goes into overtime as well. And then the USA, we're looking at Serbia as they beat Australia in overtime. So everything was really close except for Brazil, USA. We blow them out of the water. And yes, Devin Booker played great, 6 for 9, 5 for 7 from the 3-point line. That's shooting 71+%. And then the other guy who I was negative on in the past, but actually played pretty fantastic today, Joel Embiid, 5 for 6. He was 2 of 3 from the 3-point line as well. 100% on free throws. Only took one of them, but he puts up 14 points. He was plus 21 on the night, and he gets 7 rebounds on top of it. Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, and also shout out Kevin Durant, all-time leading scorer for basketball in the Olympics. What are you thinking about this team? Where's your confidence that they're going to get gold?
I love it. I mean, couldn't really be any more afraid to get gold. I think with Canada losing, that's really huge. Because I think if you really look at it, I think we have the bigs to match up with France. If France makes it there, obviously. I just feel really excited about this team. They're bringing back young spirit, but obviously they're getting older. I think having young guys really helps a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll say this about Devin Booker. I'm surprised he's playing really well. I wasn't sure I liked kind of his fit out there, but with all those other superstars, I was curious if he's going to be able to take a role of really just spawning up more. He's been fantastic. He's kind of back to what he looks like when he played with Chris Paul. Now, obviously, a lot more low roster, but you can tell when there's so much pressure taken off his shoulders and he's just got to knock down a few big shots. He's been awesome throughout. Jason Tatum's still struggling, but now I think what's the bigger roadblock here? Is our next game versus Serbia, or are you looking on the other side there? It's Germany and France. I'm not super high on Germany. France has been a little surprising, but I think Serbia might be this next toughest game. I think this one might decide gold right here. Jokic put up an incredible stat line to get over the top against Australia.
Well, I mean, in these games, you never really want to look forward, but at the same time, I mean, I feel like you just got to take it one game at a time. I feel like the next opponent will be your toughest opponent. And then once you get to the final, take it from there. I mean, you can't really get too high or too low. It's really a game of runs at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel very confident in the USA.
Yeah, I was a little nervous at first. I won't deny it. Especially through some of those exhibition games with South Sudan. And not South Sudan, I got to give them credit. It's not because they were bad. They just played an incredible game. But you do kind of see that FIBA style where you're susceptible to just really good ball movement. And if a team is hitting all their threes that night, like they can beat just about anybody. And they almost did. They almost somehow surpassed USA's just immense depth just because they were having a good 3-point shooting night. I think it's probably the USA. If I'm make up these national power rankings of what's left, I'd probably go USA. I'd probably go Serbia too. You could argue France there, but Germany definitely at 4.
Germany's been playing really well, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. And I feel like they have really nothing to lose against France. Obviously, France, it being hosted in Paris, that helps a lot with the fans and everything. But I feel like Germany has really chip on their shoulder. Dennis Schroeder has been playing unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Franz Wagner playing really well. Daniel Tice, I feel like he's an anchor to that team as well.
He's always kind of been an underrated center too.
Yeah.
Like he's never been a elite, but he's always been a nice, cheap center under contract that a lot of the Celtics have had a ton of success with him.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Where's he at now in the NBA, Tice? Is he with the Celtics still or no?
I thought he was with the Clippers.
I think you might be right. Might be with the Clippers. But yeah, maybe with Germany, nobody really has been talking about them. It's just at a point too where all these teams, you mentioned a few of them, all these guys just got NBA talent everywhere.
Yeah, it's like really loaded.
Mm-hmm. And then I know we mentioned it last time we were talking about it, but you go back to the real dream team, which I still think that dream team's better just sake of if you're making a pyramid of, best players at each position in the NBA or just basketball period, that dream team, you're going to have a bunch of guys off of that. This roster as well, but I just don't think nearly as much as that dream team. But yeah, like the amount of NBA guys that are now just all over the country. I shouldn't say country, all over the world.
Yeah, it's really spread out, I would say, especially nowadays.
How long do you think
everywhere
USA holds on to being the best at basketball? Like Noah Lyles, shout out, he got the gold. He can really call himself a world champion, and I know that's pet peeve of his.
That was a big one.
But how much longer do you think the USA, can just kind of hold on as like being the constant favorite? Do you think we're anywhere near an Olympics where USA heads into that one as like second or third in terms of favorites?
I would say after this next Olympics, because people are getting older, and I mean, it's really hard to feel that shoe, especially younger generation, because they won't have that much expertise. So it's really gonna hurt them in the long run. But I would say after the next one, because it's in LA, right?
Yeah, 2028 Los
so
Angeles.
Pretty cool. So I'd say after that one.
That's crazy. 8 years from now.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly if we're on trend, and especially how popular basketball is becoming across the world, and whether you want to say, some of this is like FIBA influence, whether it was like rule changing just to allow European players to have more success, I think that whole argument's kind of crazy. I just think it was the natural progression of basketball and how we officiate everything here in the USA. We just like more offense. I don't think it was anything about trying to get European players in. But I just think the rest of the world's catching up. And a lot of these games, this team is going to be certainly the best one in a while.
This one right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like you're going to lose LeBron. I doubt he's there for 2028. I mean, who knows?
He said he's not coming back.
So there you go on that one. Kevin Durant, there's no way he's going to be there anymore. And
Probably
then
stuff.
with the centers, you just never know injury wise what their career runs. Because AD, he could definitely be there. Just hopefully he's healthy at the time.
Don't
But-
think it'll be the same though.
Even like a guy like Drew Holiday, just defensively, he's going to be struggling as well, which is just a bummer. Because Drew Holiday, we didn't talk about him either. He's been awesome on that team.
100%.
Like he almost fits FIBA better than he does NBA, the way he plays.
I mean, his style of play, I think, just fits anywhere.
That's a good
I
point.
mean, he's gonna find a way
Yeah.
to get on the floor.
He knows how to play defense.
Yeah,
Who do you think out of this roster has impressed you the most?
impressed me the most. I'd say the biggest one was Devin Booker, because I feel like he plays better when he's not really like the anchor, and when he doesn't get much recognition. Like he's more of silent. His baskets are more like silent. Like he can like destroy you off of just being silent. When I feel like in the NBA, when he talks a little bit more, it kind of gets to him a little
Yeah,
bit.
he talks a lot.
Exactly. So I feel like that kind of like hurts him when he plays in the NBA.
Yeah, it's like every single time they play the Mavericks, he can't help himself.
Yeah, he'll get chirpy.
Which is, tough. Luke is talking too. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a good point because he does. And I don't know if it was just because that Suns team was struggling so much last year that it was just frustrated as a whole, that entire roster. But you got to think like this run they're having now. Kevin Durant, like I mentioned before, passes Lisa Leslie. He's the all-time leading scorer in Olympic basketball for men and women. Now you got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. They keep bringing both of those guys back to the Suns. Bradley Beal's still going to be there. Like, how much does this move the needle on the success they can have next season? Because I don't care what you say. Like, 6th seed for all the money you're spending, all the talent you brought in, that's a failure. And then to lose round one on top of it.
Did they get a center?
They I'm trying to think here. Did they get a center? I don't know if they did.
I don't
Is
know
it
if they
saying
did.
drafted or traded?
Traded probably. Or like
Let's find out here. I
drafted.
don't believe they actually did get a center.
because I know they had Landell.
Yeah, they got obviously we talked about before. They signed Tyus Jones.
Yep.
They got Ty Washington on a 2-way contract. They re-signed Bol. I'm sure that's not the guy you're talking about. They did sign Mason Plumlee
Okay.
in July. As far as big names go, no, I think they just kind of tried to fill the void there.
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I mean they're still like just star-studded. I mean, you still got Yusuf Nurkic, but he's just like injury prone. I guess Mason Plumlee is a good pickup just to get someone. I mean, despite his age, he's consistently one of the healthier centers out there. It feels like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
So
mean,
they still have Yusuf.
yeah, Yusuf Nurkic is still there, but just injury, you forget about him. I
Yeah.
mean, he just gets banged up all the time.
I feel like they can compete for. I'd give them. West is tough.
that's the other part.
So, depending on how everything plans out, and people stay healthy and this and that, I feel like they can be a 4 seed.
All right, let's chalk this out. If you're saying 4 seed, that means which teams are above them. We're gonna probably go with the Denver Nuggets. OKC Thunder. Are you expecting repeat? Don't shake your head at Denver Nuggets right off the bat.
They're not the same though.
Jamal Murray's not right now. I'll say that.
I
much.
feel like losing KCP was huge after Bruce Brown. I feel like that's another.
Yeah, but
stab.
we are watching Jokic still take Serbia.
Oh, for sure.
I
No
don't
doubt
have
about
to
it.
slander. If I'm in 5, you're about to tell me that the Denver Nuggets will not be in the top 4 in the West. I'm gonna.
They'll be in the top 4.
Okay, so
But
they are.
I
above.
just
This
don't
is-
feel like they'll expectations like it's not the same. It's just not. And I feel like Aaron Gordon, he won't be the same player after having what's happened to him off the court. Jamal Murray,
Don't you think it's just going to be a chip on the shoulder for Jamal Murray, though? Especially if this Team Canada stuff doesn't end well, which obviously, it didn't end well. It ended horribly. He
feel like it
also had
will,
key turnover.
but
in
I
that
also
game.
feel like it can be a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but he's handled the pressure well.
He did handle the pressure well
If I can
when he came back.
make a bet legally on air here, I would love to give you my checking account. It's definitely going to be top 3.
Top 3.
Is You know, if we could make an agreement that unless injuries arise, then we bring it to the appeals court on whether that still works or not. Because obviously, if like you have Jokic get hurt, then you're struggling. But even in the past, you've seen it when Jamal Murray gets hurt, it does not matter with that team.
I agree.
Like the Jokic slanders, outrageous. You're still gonna have Aaron Gordon.
For sure.
I just think,
And
man,
Michael Porter.
yeah, that team. Jokic, there's no question in my mind that he's the best player in the NBA, and it's really not that close for me. Like what he's able to do now. LeBron, you probably argue you can put him up there, but I still think it's Jokic by a decent amount. Like what he was able to try to give a team where Jokic isn't going to make it work.
Mhm.
He will work on every single team you throw him out there. He could probably get the Pistons in the playoffs. Now,
sure.
not the finals, but like at least the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Nuggets, I'll drop that one. Give me the other teams that are going to be ahead of the Suns. Because I do agree. I think there's still going to be a couple teams ahead of them.
OKC.
Okay, so you're doubling down OKC.
But I don't know where they land. I don't think they get number 1 again.
Yeah, we can just kind of Mount Rushmore because what was it? We had 3 teams all within 1 win or loss away.
Mm-hmm. Minnesota.
Okay. So Minnesota continues to improve by a significant margin. I don't think that one's too far-fetched either.
Dallas.
Dallas.
And then my sleeper one, who could potentially get it if they get everything right, everyone stays healthy. Sacramento.
I was going to say Sacramento's sneaky. I don't want to say top 4, but certainly they'll slide in there at 5
I
or
can
6.
see them in the list, though.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to play in team, especially you get the addition of DeMar DeRozan. I feel like that's like the final piece that team was missing is they never had like just a real veteran leader. They were getting like a lot of really good young talent. Sabonis is awesome, but that's always just a really tough position. I feel like to try to lead a team from kind of gives me somewhat of the same thing that Joel Embiid struggles with, where at times it's not even his fault, but trying to set up, game-winning plays at the 5 position where you're not necessarily the one, where you're the first one touching the ball. You got to get a set play and at least try to get it to where you want it. I think the Kings would be up there. I'm not going to say top 3 or 4, though. I think they'll probably be a 5 or 6 seed.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have another sleeper, New Orleans.
I'm out. I don't know what it is about New Orleans.
I love it.
I always want to call them sleepers. It bothers me because I would love for the New Orleans Pelicans to be good. I think that team could be so fun to watch if they ever figure it out.
I think DeJounte Murray will help a lot.
I hope so. I mean, maybe that's what they need.
It all depends on Zion again, and then how well Brandon Ingram does with his slump games.
Yeah, what is your take on Brandon Ingram? Because now the clock is starting to tick. What do you see with Brandon Ingram? Like, what do the Pelicans actually have? They've been patient. They gave a lot away, obviously, Anthony Davis to get him over there. They moved on for some pieces from that trade originally, but they're holding on to Brandon Ingram tooth and nail, kind of thinking that has to be the guy. I was agreeing with them, but I don't know at one point you start to consider maybe trading him.
I think this year is a big year for him.
Is it a contract year? Let's look up his contract. That's very important. You hope it is a contract year because you'll probably get the best version of him.
I think it possibly is a contract year because he's been over there for a minute now.
Yep. Let's see here. Yeah, it was a 5-year deal. Trying to figure out when he signed it here as you give me a second. But yeah, as we're looking at Brandon Ingram, so it is a 5-year deal. And he's an unrestricted free agent, not until the 2025-26 season.
So next year?
Yep, next year he'll be under. So this is a big year right here.
This is a year.
Mm-hmm.
I
Contract
think
year.
He just has to find a way to battle through the slump games. Because right now we're seeing him stay stagnant during the slump games. Like he just continues to force everything.
Well, even defensively.
That too, he just gives up.
Well, how early on I kind of noticed this, and I get it, young players in particular, they struggle with defense, but for how long his arms are, it blows my mind. He's always pretty consistently towards the bottom in his position group in steals. And for his length at his position, that makes 0 sense.
Agreed.
And it's not, I've seen him play. He's not the fastest guy, but it's not like he's slow out there. He still moves pretty fluidly. I think I might be out on Brandon Ingram. you know.
I think it's just a matter of wanting to do it
Mhm.
instead of just doing it.
Well, like you said, contract year. Hopefully this works out. You got Zion Williamson, CJ McCollum still up there as well. What are your take on Zion then? I mean, he's going to be the other two pieces. Those guys, is it just a fit problem between Brandon? Because you could make the argument that those guys like to work in the same areas. You know, Zion, he kind of likes that high elbow, just like Brandon Ingram. He's not shooting from there, but that's when he'll start backing you down from there just because he's got the much muscle mass.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard because if you have the guys playing the same position, I mean, not the same position, going to the same place, trying to get their spot up shots, it's kind of tough to really like figure out on the perimeter, like where you fit in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that definitely could be a factor, but I also think it's just a healthy thing where like they haven't really like played together. And I feel like they have a really good defensive team now, like defensive mindset with DeJounte Murray, still have Herb Jones, and I can't remember the other one. There's one more, but I'm blanking on it right now. But I feel like now that's like DeJounte Murray's going to bring a switch to him, so I feel like that switch is going to help a lot. And he like has experience from like being in Atlanta and stuff like that, so I feel like that's going to help a lot and lead them to hopefully be where they should be.
Yeah, the problem with that Atlanta experience is like it didn't last very long.
That's true. But I also think it was never going to really work. I think they were just trying to make it work.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes like some of these trades is all, you know, sometimes they're just like trying to save their job.
Yeah.
Like let's just get enough of win so I can stay here a little bit longer and try to stretch this thing out.
Exactly. They're just trying to fit a piece together. It doesn't fit.
Yeah. Or even in like the Bulls case, I don't think that was them buying time. I think it's like maybe we just need to get like a winning culture. I know this team isn't going to go probably win the NBA finals, but let's get DeMar DeRozan in here, Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, Alex. Like let's just get some guys that can actually play and let's spend a little bit of money. Probably not going to be the team, but you know, it worked for a time. Like it got some excitement.
It looked like it for a minute.
It did. They were actually, you know, number
one
for a little while there.
We won't say anything.
Yeah, still makes me cry a little bit at night. But
I feel you.
Yeah, I mean, like I think sometimes that's the way you got to do it. You just got to figure out a way to just get the winning culture there, and then it makes it a more desirable location to begin with. But you got to start by winning some games.
I agree. I mean, everything revolves around winning.
Yeah, because like the Hawks, I think, you know, just kind of people stay away from there to begin with. But first of all, I mean, playing with Trae Young is just going to be an interesting kind of mix. But DeJounte Murray, I do think I'm not super optimistic on the Pelicans just because it just has never clicked for them. But he does fit them well.
I agree.
He can stretch it out for Brandon Ingram, give some room for Zion and Brandon Ingram. They can work. He'll play. I think he'll actually plug in really well with CJ McCollum alongside him.
Exactly.
And then defensively, he can be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
How high are you thinking? As like a dark horse, what's a legitimate dark horse? Like playing in 8, 9, 10, 7? 6 is where
I was thinking 7.
7? Okay. I can see that. That's a fair dark horse.
Yeah,
I would probably put the Kings ceiling at like 4.
Yeah.
Because the Kings offense, if they ever rediscover what they had 2 years ago, I think the rest of the league, it could be a major problem.
Especially with Malik Monk coming off the bench too.
Yeah, they were number one. What seed were they that year with that number one offense? Well, they were almost the 1 seed, I want to say, at least for partial of the season.
Yeah, because they played Golden State the first round.
Yeah.
They had to be a high seed then because it started at the Kings, so they had to be a really high seed.
Yeah, I mean they were dominant.
I know exactly what they were.
We'll have to do a dive on it, but we are up to a break here. But on the other side, again, we're going to switch over to Royals on the brick and mortar on the airwaves here. So if you guys want to continue with the show, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, Allo Channel 961. On the other side, I know Jeff Grace III is a fan of football. We do got Husker football right around the corner. The guys started fall camp in one of the worst, hottest weeks you could possibly do it. But a lot cooler this week. So we're going to talk some Husker football on the other side. Don't go anywhere. We'll keep the show rolling. Talk to you in just a little bit.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Partly cloudy skies expected through the overnight hours. We'll drop down to around 60 for the low. A little bit of a warm-up as we head into our Wednesday. Should reach back up to a high of around 86. A southeast wind at around 15. Should see a chance of thunderstorms late tomorrow night with a low down to around 65. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through August 11th, enjoy USDA Choice Whole Ribeye Loin for $10.99 per pound. All natural thick-cut Iowa chops for $1.99 per pound. Hand-cut extra meaty loin back ribs for $3.99 per pound. And Dungeness crab clusters for $19.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. And I mean everything. Top-tier equipment? Check. 24-hour access? You bet. Free fitness training? Always. Workouts in the free PF app? What'd I tell you? Even super friendly team members.
Hey, welcome to Planet Fitness.
Oh, hey. I was just mentioning you.
Hey.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th. See Home Club for details.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-on, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Are you a healthy non-smoker? Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, is seeking people like you, 19 to 64 years old with excess weight, to take part in a research study. You could earn up to $22,500 for participation. This study includes 1 10-night stay, 5 2-night stays, 1 1-night stay, and 17 returns. Learn more at helpresearch.com/dub or call 8662-13-2965.
It's all fun and games until you're stuck with bad internet. So why leave your connection up to chance? AlloFiber is fast and keeps you on track with reliable service from real people. Because with bad internet, buffering, hidden fees, and random robots can feel like start, stop, wait, start, no wait, stop, or just switch to AlloFiber and break free from misery. Visit allofiber.com/break free to get started with AlloFiber today.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another.
Stevens & Smith Construction is a full-service, employee-owned concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've been a leader in the concrete industry since 1971, with nearly 250 employees combining for more than 2,000 years of service. With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City, they're united in quality, integrity, and professionalism to create excellence in construction. Learn more today at stevensandsmith.com.
Announcing Acres end of summer sales event. Acres has dropped its prices on select late model John Deere tractors, combines, and corn heads. Act now and upgrade your equipment before harvest season. Trade in your old equipment today and get unbelievable discounts that could save you over $100,000. With great financing options and our A-plus support, there's no better time to buy. Visit your local Acres store or see the huge savings at acres.com. That's AKRS.com to see the best prices in the nation.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186.
Back to Walk On Weekly. Here are your hosts, Sam Hoiberg and Jeff Grace III on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in to Walk On Weekly. No Sam Hoiberg, but we got the other host, Jeff Grace III, on time as always. If you guys want to join in, we're streaming only, so use the streams. Feel free to chime in, text in through those as we talk some Husker football here on segment number 2. But before we get there, we do know over the break, learn Jeff Grace III, you're on a little bit of a break. How do you like to spend your breaks? I'd imagine, most of your in-season stuff, even out-of-season stuff, you're constantly around basketball. What do you actually like to do when you get some time just to hang out?
Still work out and then just chill. That's pretty much the main thing.
And NCAA football 25?
Yeah, of course. Probably watch a couple movies here and there.
Are you a movie buff?
Yeah.
I'm
trying to get more into movies.
Give me the best movie you've seen.
I try to watch a movie every Sunday.
Oh, really?
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Give me the recommendation here.
Of movies lately?
Yeah, my stuff's stale. I heard Daddy Long Leg was not a great film either, which is unfortunate. I like a good horror film, especially as we get closer to fall.
Okay.
Heard that one stunk, which surprised me.
I'm hearing a lot about this Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, yeah, that one just came out.
I haven't seen it yet.
I didn't like the first one, so I got to try that one.
I hear it's really good, and there's a lot of special guests.
Mm-hmm. Do you like some old school movies? Not even like that old school, but
yeah. One of my favorite old school movies that I probably watch a good amount would probably be Little Rascals.
Little Rascals? Yeah, I've seen Little Rascals.
Yep,
that's a good pull.
That's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of another one right on the top of my head.
I'll give you one to watch. I don't know if you've seen it already. You ever watched Danny Darko?
No.
Okay, that's different. It's a different type of film.
Okay.
But it's highly praised.
Okay.
It's just a crazy movie to watch. It's one that'll make your head spin.
Okay.
I'd imagine it was like Sixth Sense to people back then.
Gotcha.
Like when people first saw that movie. Like me, when I watched Sixth Sense, I was like, I was at the point where it's still a really good movie, but obviously like the CGI and all that stuff just like wasn't up to par yet.
Mhm.
Danny Darko, you're definitely going to see some of that, but it's just an incredible story.
Okay, but I'll definitely take a look at it.
All right.
Have you ever seen Holes?
Holes. Is that the well? Is that the well lady?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that one I think that one haunted me for a while, man. I'm not gonna lie. As a youngin, like because we had I'm not even kidding, at the old farmhouse, like I knew where a well was. Not that far from the house. And when you watch that movie as a kid, when the well looks pretty similar to your well, it's not a good feeling. Like, it's
Have you
pretty
read
scary.
the book?
No.
So I have a question. Do you think books resemble the movie more than the movie resembles the book?
No, the book's always better.
Okay.
In my opinion, because I like got into I'll say a little bit nerdy. I like some of the fantasy stuff, like Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. Like if you don't read the book, the movie's fantastic. It does a really good job keeping it in there. But even like the Witcher books, try to watch the TV series. That's terrible.
Mhm.
It's just a lot to adapt to. The books are always better.
Definitely.
That's like kind of cliche, but it's pretty accurate. Like it's not even.
Yeah.
It's pretty true.
That's what a lot of people would say. Have you ever seen Percy Harvin?
I don't think I have.
Oh, not Percy Harvin. Percy Jackson.
Percy
Harvin's the
Jackson. Yeah.
NFL
Yeah,
player.
I was like, is that a documentary?
Percy Jackson.
No, I don't think I've seen that one. I've heard
Those
of
are
it.
really
I
good.
remember. I think I've probably seen like glimpses and pieces. Never sat through it.
Yeah, those are really good. Trying to think of some other ones off the top of my head.
I like a lot of the older movies. Some of the new ones that are actually good is Dune. Dune
Dune?
was awesome.
I've heard that was
Dune
good.
1 and 2. Yeah,
Two.
I have to go to the theaters though.
Yep.
Because I watched Dune 1 at my house.
That's with
and-
the dog, right?
with the dog.
Is that?
Nah, that's the Desert Worms.
Oh, that's what the this
Yeah.
this was Zendaya, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
that's that one. The dog.
I'm thinking of Mad Max. I think.
Oh yeah. That's a good movie too. I haven't seen the second one yet though. But the first one was really good. Dune's good, but you need the sound system. Because when I watched Dune 1, I thought it was like an okay movie. And then I watched Dune 2 in the movie theater. And if you don't have the sound system, because so much of the movie's predicated on audio, that it's just not going to be the same. You need the audio.
I've heard a lot about it actually.
I recommend that one.
Okay.
And yeah, read the books too. Apparently the books are good. I didn't know there's like a Dune series, but apparently they got a whole series on Dune as well. That's really good.
Interesting.
Yeah, all these great movies. Apparently there's a good book behind it. Like,
Yeah, there's always a good book behind it. It seems
Mhm.
like
yeah.
that's cool.
All right, there's our movie segment. Put that in there. Didn't think we are gonna get there. Since we got a little bit of time, we can tease it anyways. We're gonna talk some Husker football. We'll still do that on the segment. Where are you at? Just emotionally, mentally, because I know you're a big Husker football fan. Obviously, you rep the N for Husker hoops. You take pride in the N
For sure.
for the football team as well. A lot of excitement. We got to see some open practice. If you've been listening to 93.7 The Ticket, you've probably been hearing audio quotes from some of the coaches, players throughout these weeks as we're getting more media availability. Just where's the temperature at for Jeff Grace III on how this season's going to play out?
Right now,
Yep.
I
right
would
now.
say as August begins, I'm right in the middle, but I'm ramping up as the weeks go along. I would say I'm right in the middle right now.
Okay.
But as the weeks goes up and school starts to begin in that first week, I'll definitely be up there.
Yeah, I need to de-escalate. I'm peaking at the wrong time. man. I'm getting like
I don't want to
way
get too excited, but then I also want to stay like in the middle. Like I don't want to just like overexcite myself.
Yeah, it's like UFC.
Yeah.
You got to peak at the fight.
Exactly.
You can't peak before the fight. Otherwise you're just gonna hit that downfall right when it gets there.
It's all about timing.
Yeah, and then I gotta be at the peak for Colorado. Like that's for sure.
I think everyone will be able to pay for
Oh,
Colorado.
I just can't imagine what Lincoln's gonna look like. That is gonna be just an awesome day to experience all of Huskerland.
Oh yes, it will be.
I mean, it's gonna be packed. The visitors. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of-
6:32.
Yep. And it's interesting. I don't know if you saw on the coaches poll. So Nebraska football, they do get 2 votes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're not in the 25. Iowa was the last one at 25, but they still at the bottom. They'll put which team still received votes. Nebraska gets 2 votes. So did Colorado gets 2 votes. There's some articles about some Colorado locker room issues going on at the same time. You read the articles from all that guy. It's almost like he's kind of got a I don't want to say it's in vendetta because, maybe what he's writing is really true, but I mean, it's only negative articles about Colorado coming from him. Like, it's hard to find anything he says that's ever positive. So
is it kind of biased?
Yeah, I don't want to say like it's a hit piece or he's biased or he's a bad journalist. I really, because if this stuff comes out to be true, then he's on top of it and he's just taking heat for no reason. But I have not ever seen him have a positive article either, So I don't want to just say that's absolutely happening. Like Colorado's going to be a dumpster fire, because there's certainly a market of people that don't like how Deion's doing it. And that's fine. That's your opinion. But is it actually going to affect what's happening on the field? And if you read that article, it's just going to make you think, yes, absolutely, they're going to be a dumpster fire. If not, I think they'll still translate some decent wins. I do think Nebraska is going to be better, though. But I mean, year 2 Colorado, year 2 Nebraska, which one's going to shake out better?
I'm biased. I was in Nebraska, of course.
I think so, just because of all the returning talent we have.
Yeah.
I think even if you're unbiased, you're probably still going with Nebraska.
If you're not, you're wrong.
All right,
it's cool.
I know you're not peaking too high right now. So now let's go to Joe Klatt's preseason power rankings.
I seen that.
Nebraska at 23.
I did see that.
All right, are you drinking the Kool-Aid or are you putting it down? Where are you at?
Not too high or too low.
All right,
I love it. I mean, can't get too excited.
If you go through the schedule, it makes sense though. Like you can't see an avenue. Like it's a good pull if you're people making those lists, because obviously if you just go on chalk, you're never going to be 100% right. There's always going to be some wild variations. And if you do look at like Nebraska's margin of losses, you look at the turnover problems when a majority of the turnovers came from the quarterback. The defense is coming back strong. Most of those were one possession games when you were negative 15 turnovers.
Really one possession.
You can throw yourselves 4 wins there if you don't turn the ball over 3 times a game.
Mm-hmm.
And now, let's say instead of 4 wins, Nebraska has 5 wins, maybe 9 wins. You're looking at year 2 a lot different. And then you see Joe Klatt's 23 preseason. It's not very far-fetched.
Not at all. I love it. I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I mean, I don't want to get too excited just yet because I know you got to peak at the right time.
All right. Let me ask you this then. We'll pour some water on it and then we'll go to break. Give me your biggest concern, and then we'll talk about that on the third and final segment.
Biggest concern?
Yep. If this something's going to go awry, and I'm going to throw a wild jab out there, a wild guess. One of the guys that I'm concerned about just tore an ACL. That's the unit I'm worried about the most.
O-line?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would definitely, as of right now, that would probably be the biggest thing.
Right.
Because it just kind of happened, and you kind of have to adapt.
Yeah, even when he was healthy, I think I'd still put it with the offensive line. Just because, I mean, quarterback-wise, yes, it's safe to worry about that. But with the offensive line, they showed some improvement last year. But especially with the Big Ten, it just doesn't matter. Like, if you don't have an offensive line that's average or above average, you just won't be very good.
Good.
We've fortunately seen that with a lot of quarterbacks having to kind of run around. Not really sure where the protection, where the heat's going to be coming from. Part of it, I don't want to say Harvard was playing bad, but like you just get a bunch of different quarterbacks in there. They all handle the pocket a little bit differently.
Definitely.
Those pockets, you got to maybe block. You kind of get used to that chemistry where they like to flush out to if there is pressure. So that right there, it's probably my biggest part of concern is if that offensive line is going to be able to continue the development. And I say continue because I did think they were a lot better last season compared to the year prior without Matt Rule there at all. And I think keeping Raiola was a pretty big part in that because they've just gone through so many coaches, in particular at that offensive line position. Hard to expect consistency when those guys have had zero consistency in coaching. So we'll talk about that, what our concerns are for Husker football on this final segment. Walk On Weekly, Jeff Grace III of Nebraska Basketball. We'll talk about it on the other side.
Business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Stevens & Smith Construction is a full-service, employee-owned concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've been a leader in the concrete industry since 1971, with nearly 250 employees combining for more than 2,000 years of service. With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City, they're united in quality, integrity, and professionalism to create excellence in construction. Learn more today at stevensandsmith.com.
Announcing Acres' end of summer sales event. Acres has dropped its prices on select late model John Deere tractors, combines, and corn heads. Act now and upgrade your equipment before harvest season. Trade in your old equipment today and get unbelievable discounts that could save you over $100,000. With great financing options and our A-plus support, there's no better time to buy. Visit your local Acres store or see the huge savings at acres.com. That's AKRS.com to see the best prices in the nation.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation right now at appliedconnective.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186.
Back to Walk On Weekly. Here are your hosts, Sam Hoiberg and Jeff Grace III on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, wrapping things up here on Walk On Weekly. Again, streaming only, so use the streams throughout the night. We'll have the Don't Punt Hour up next. And again, that'll be on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, Allo, Channel 961. You'd even go to Amazon Prime if you choose to do that as well. All right, wrapping things up. We're talking Husker football, kind of putting some water on the Kool-Aid here. Obviously, we shout out Teddy. He's got the ACL tear, a pretty important member of that offensive line. It's tough, man. I think that guys had 3 season-ending injuries in just 4 years of college football.
I did see that.
I mean, just a tough luck for him. I'll say, I don't know, he's not going to die or anything, but thoughts and prayers. I mean, mentally, that's just got to be incredibly exhausting every time you get healthy. Of course, no, they're season-ending injuries. So hopefully he does heal up all right, and at some point he can get on the field and play a full, healthy season. But that's kind of where my concerns are with the offensive line. Even before he was hurt, not saying they were bad last year, but I got to see continued progression. Like, if you want to be the best in the Big Ten, look at Ohio State. Look at what Michigan's done. Look at how Michigan's beat Ohio State. You need an offensive line. Like, it's just absolutely vital, especially now because we'll see what Michigan is, but just kind of the culture and blueprint they have up there. It feels like that is certainly going to be a team you have to go through. And if you do not have a line, you will get look at last year. I mean, we just got pummeled by those guys. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's because they knew the signs. Maybe on paper they were just better. We'll find out. Connor Stallings is in that Netflix documentary. More deleted 52 text messages. So it's interesting what's going to happen with those guys. So who knows if they're even eligible. I think the punishment will probably be pretty light, unfortunately. But where's your concern? If you are outside looking in, obviously we're not there. But if you had to take a stab at it, what your biggest concern for this team is going to be, what are you thinking?
I would say the adjustment.
Adjustment
of not having to change a quarterback every week. Like, kind of getting used to that rhythm. And I feel like another thing that helps is having bigger receivers.
Yeah, Isaiah Nayor and Jamal Banks out of
like
Texas and Wake Forest.
Because, I mean, we had some small receivers. Obviously, they did a good job as they could, but they didn't really help us that much.
It's certainly going to open up Lloyd a lot, especially if you put him in that slot. And Carter Nelson mentioned they're going to – I'd imagine he's going to be at that slot as well, and you can keep those bigger receivers. We're certainly going to be able to put some matchup problems out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And now it's just up to Dylan Raiola in the offensive line. If the offensive line can block well enough, and we can still keep because the running back room as well, doing a deep dive on that. It's deep. So you got a bunch of guys in there. You can rotate in and out with fresh legs. Or if someone does kind of become that bell cow, you've seen those seasons come together where it's like, this guy's just unstoppable right now. Just keep him going. Obviously, Wisconsin had quite a few bell cows in their culture. It's been a while. Who do you think our last bell cow was? You argue Rex Burkhead?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Roy Halou, even though I don't know, he had some pretty good stunts. Yeah, I mean, probably Rex Burkhead, I think, is probably the last really good one we've had in terms of a bell cow. But I'm with you there. What about defense? Are you worried at all there?
No, because I feel like we got a lot of good pieces that we needed to fill. Didn't we get that one dude from Florida?
What position?
It was like D-line, I think. Is it DN? Or I can't remember exactly.
I think I know who you're talking about.
His name's like Prince or something.
Uman.
Yeah.
I don't know if we did get him or not.
Okay.
I know with the connections to the family, that was kind of our hope, but I'd have to double check.
I can't
if they
remember
actually got him or
either.
not. Defense, though, for the most part, we will have a lot of
feel like
returning
it's-
starters there as well.
But I feel like defense is never really the problem.
No.
And I heard
no.
Matt Rule say, like, defense, I hope defense runs this game this year.
Well, that's kind of where, like, to me, it's not really a concern, but it's like, how much better can they get? You know, how close to that 09 defense can you get? That 09 team could have beat anybody. That defense was elite. I mean, it's just unfortunate the offense that year wasn't really ever clicking on full cylinders because that defense, I mean, we saw it against Texas, really had no business being in that game with the offense playing. But, you know, you put Sue out there on a historic game and the defense just loaded to the teeth. Crick, David on that team, one of the best Buccaneers right now, should be a Hall of Famer when he retires. And of course, Ndamukong Suh, not to mention everybody else on that roster. I mean, I do wonder, you know, as long as Tony White's here, how close can we get to that? Now, I don't think we'll be 09. You need a generational talent in Ndamukong Suh, who's just, those guys just come out of nowhere. You recruit, you can be the best recruiter in the world, but I mean, they'll take some certain luck involved having a guy develop that well. How good do you think they can be? Like in terms of turnovers, do you think they start to flip the margin on the turnover margin as well? Because they were in position a lot, but they actually didn't come away with a lot of turnovers, despite being as elite as they were.
Yeah, I feel like it'll flip this year. I don't want to get too excited. Like, I don't know. I don't want to put, like, I don't want to jinx it or anything. But I definitely do think that it'll be a flip this year. We'll see a lot of more turnovers than last year.
I think so too. I think we can end on that. That was pretty tame. You know, I think for football being less than 30 days away, we did all right.
I'm trying to stay
all right.
tame. I'm trying my best. You know?
Put some real facts out there. We didn't get to tell everybody that we're going to go win a national championship or even go to the playoffs. But I will say, better go bowling. I think that's a 6 games with the roster that you're putting together with everything that happened in the past. You eliminate turnovers, especially the schedule that's in front. Realistically, you go 7-0 if you're playing on top of your game right off the bat. But we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see until that first Saturday game. And, of course, we got some Friday games, 2 Friday games as well. So don't go anywhere. We'll keep it rolling here on Take a Weeknights. We got the next former Husker, De'Mornay Pierson-El, the former Husker wide receiver, special teams threat. We'll keep it rolling. Talk to you guys in a little bit.